Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is First Impressions Friday and we have a new set of pencils. These were gifted to me. They are the Colorya. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, but that is the name, is Colorya. And they come in this wonderful case and they are very pretty colors. It comes well set up in the case, all ready to go. And I got these were gifted to me from a wonderful subscriber. And they came in last Friday when I wasn't feeling well. So I have had a week to play with them. So I have played with them and I have actually colored an entire picture with them. But we're going to do some testing with them. And of course, we've got the swatch to go through and that fun stuff. So sit back, grab your coffee. We will do our swatch. This will take about 3 minutes. And then we'll do some testing and some coloring with them. All right, so stay tuned, relax. I'll be right back. Okay, so that wasn't so bad. So we have our whites into our creams. I'm going to switch you over to the other camera here so you can see our close-up. So we have our white into our creams, into our yellows, into our orange. We only have one bright orange. We do have one red orange as well. Into our lighter pinky, peachy tones. I use these for skin, for light skin tones. And then into our pinks. From our pinks into our reds. And then into our greens. And it has a really good selection of greens. I wish they had one other brighter or darker green. We've got some bright greens, and then we've got this green here is as dark as it gets, but I want something a little bit darker than this, but not as dark as that. And then we've got, of course, our sage greens and our aquatic green colors into our aquatic blues. And then our blues has a really good selection of blues. And it has a fantastic selection of purples. Everything from blue purples to red purples. So it has the light blue purple and the light, no, that's blue, sorry. They have the light red violet and then the light blue violet, and throughout the set. Now this one here I would have preferred to have up here, and I will probably move it. And then we go into our browns. It has a really good selection of browns, from everything from our red browns into our brown tans and dark browns. Has a good selection of grays as well, from really light to dark, and then our black. And it does have a very good black. It seems to cover really nicely. So there are our wonderful colors. Now we've got our test sheet here. So testing. And this is water. So we're going to test to see if they're water resistant. And smudge resistant here. And then we've got our blend. So this is a 3-color. So this one is going to be the gradient, and this is going to be the rainbow. And then we've got our blend with white, and then our blend with blender. Okay, so that is what we're going to play with today. I'm just going to grab a water brush here, if I can find one that has water in it. It seems I have emptied all of my water brushes. I know I had one that had water in it. Where'd it go? Did I use them all up? Well, it was watercolor month recently, so I may have used up all the water out of them. So I may have to grab a water brush and fill it, because it looks like I have emptied them all. Wow, I used up all the water. All the water's gone, guys. Alright, so I'm going to fill this brush. Sorry about this, guys. I wasn't prepared. And I thought I was. It'll just take a second. And here I thought I was all prepared and everything. I thought I had a water brush over there that was all ready to go. And I was wrong. Sorry about that. Alright, so let's start with our basic colors, of course. So we're going to start with a red or a yellow. Let's start with a yellow. So number 235, which is this one here, which is sunflower. And then our red, we're going to go with 633, which is bold red. And then we're going to go with our blue, and I think blueberry, number 444. No, So this one here, Mykonos blue. All right. I've got something on my case. So we've got a red, a yellow, and a blue. And we're going to check for water resistance. So we're going to start with the yellow. So this is Sunflower Yellow, number 235. And as you can see, it doesn't take a lot of pressure to fill that whole area with the color. They are very, very well pigmented, and they are very easy to lay down. And then our red. Now with the darker colors, you will see a little bit more of the white come through, so you do have to layer it a bit. I do believe these are a oil base, but I could be wrong. They are a 3mm core. I do believe it said something on the package about wax base, but I'm not absolutely certain. I will grab the packaging. I don't think I got, let's see, hold on a sec, because it said something on, so they have, it was supposed to come with a bonus insert sheet with illustrations inspired by their adult coloring books. I did not get that. So I don't know why I did not get that, but I did not. So I can't really. So it says wax core. So they are wax based, and they are a 3mm core. It is a 72 pencil set, and the pencils themselves are 7.2 millimeters thick. So they are a wax core. However, I do find on this paper that I printed this on, which is the Nina white cardstock, they do require a little bit of layering. They don't smush as well as, say, the Prismacolors, but they do mix together pretty good, pretty easily. All right, so this is the Mykonos blue, and they do sharpen into a very nice point, which is awesome. And I did color an entire picture with them, and they did not completely disappear. So that's always good too. When you color a picture and you sharpen them several times and you still have more than half a pencil, which is always good. Because sometimes with Prismas, depending upon what you're coloring, you can end up with very little of a pencil left. So I'm just going to make sure that this is nice and thick and heavy. Now, they do not claim water resistance or resilience or anything like that on their website or on their information on Amazon, I do not believe. They are fade resistant, wax-based lead for bright, longer lasting colors, but it does not say anything about water resistance. So we will find out. All right, so we've got our water pen here. I did fill it up. See, there is water in it. And I've got a piece of paper towel here. So we're going to prime this pen. And we're going to go over the yellow. And the yellow definitely moves. And then we're going to go over the red. And if the yellow moves, the red is definitely going to move. And it does. And now we're going to go over the blue. So definitely not water resistant. So if you are going to use a water base, um, either gel ink or anything like that over top of these, make sure that you use your blender and put that blender to it first, so that it gives you that water protection. All right, so let's see if they're smudge proof. So smudge proof, why I test for smudge proof is because sometimes when you're coloring a page and you have it completely covered with your pencil and you're moving on to the next area of your page, you have a thick layer of that wax on that area. And if you drag your hand across it and it's not smudge proof, you may end up moving all of that pigment with your hand. So that's why I check for smudge proof to see if I have to completely burnish it or blend it with the blender pencil and seal it in before I move on to the next area. Because sometimes I don't want to seal it in yet because you can change your mind, the wax settles and you get a little bit of white spot, that sort of thing, where you want to put an extra layer down or you want to change something and add a different color to what you're doing. Now, the reason why I choose these colors is because they are the least pigmented, most pigmented, and medium pigmentation. So when you look at your blues, your reds, and your yellows, yellow usually has more wax, less pigment. Red usually has a very high level of pigment of the red pigment, which will move more readily than, say, the blue pigment or the yellow pigment. The fact that all three of them move tells me that the wax is a very soft core wax and dissolves very, very easily. So I took my brush and I brushed that off to make sure that there is no residual bits of pigment there. So we're going to test the yellow, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my finger and I'm just going to push up and see how far that drags, if at all. And that definitely drug, and I have some yellow on my finger. So I'm just going to wash that off. There we go. Dry my hand. Now we're going to try the red, and we're going to push it up. So as you can see, it definitely moves. Again, we're going to do it with the blue. And it moves as well. So basically what that means is that when you go back and forth with your hand like this, you may end up dragging that color over top of an area you don't want to drag it over. So make sure that you use your blender pencil and seal that in before you move on to the next area. So for example, the blue here. Let's do the blue. I'm going to go over it with the blender pencil just to show you that using the Caran d'Ache blender stick especially, once that's all blended together, use your brush, wipe it away, and then when you go this way, it doesn't move at all. There's no movement whatsoever. And same with your water. Like you saw how much it moved up here with the water. Now we're going to move it this way. And as you can see, that water is not touching it. It's not moving at all. And that's because of the Caran d'Ache blender. It will seal everything in so that you don't end up with movement. All right, so now we're going to do a 3-color blend. So we're going to grab 3 colors that are close to each other, or that should blend well together. So let's grab this peachy tone here, and this pink, and this pink. So we're going to grab the dark pink here, the medium pink here, no, here, yeah, here, and the peach tone. So we're going to grab 715, which is coral. Then we're going to grab 536, which is flamingo. And then we're going to grab 555, which is hot pink. Actually, no, we're going to grab 535, which is fruit punch. Let's stick to the theme, the tropical theme here. Okay, so we have 3 colors here. We have a light, a medium, and a dark, or bright, whichever way you want to look at it. And basically, it's a quite a tropical kind of theme. So we're going to blend the 3 colors together by building the color up on top of each other and then smushing them together. So I'm just sharpening that up. So the first one is this orange, this peachy orange color. Very pretty color, wonderful coral color. And I think it should blend and progress quite nicely with the pink. Now I have done a heavier hand here than here. That's where I'm going to bring the pink in, and then I will blend over top of it with the coral and the pink together. So now we're going in with the pink right over top of that coral and bringing it out. Don't forget to give a tail for the next color. All right, and then we're just going to join those 2 colors together here with the coral. And then we're going to take this pink, which is fruit punch, and we're going right into that blend area there. And bringing that out. And then we take our flamingo and we just go over and make sure that it blends in and fills up that area. Maybe I should use the other one just so it showed a better movement. But as you can see, there's 3 different tones there. I'll turn on the light maybe, so that you can see the coral into the pink, into the flamingo pink, which is a darker pink. they move together without any huge amount of harsh lines or anything like that. And we're going to keep those out because we're going to do down here, we're going to blend it with the white, and then up here we're going to blend it with the blender. Now with the rainbow, we're going to use the same colors that we started with up here. And what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to combine the colors to create our central colors for our rainbow. So we start with the yellow, and we extend it out this way. And then we go into it with the red, and we should be able to create an orange. From the red. Now I'm just doing layers here, and we'll be going over that red with the yellow. Now you should have, what I should have done is I should have started with the red, went into the yellow, and then into the blue. And we'll do that direction after. I just want to see it make purple. Alright, so we are adding that yellow back in and layering that on top, getting that orange color, which is working quite nicely here. Sometimes you need to layer a couple of times just to get the tone that you want, the depth of color that you want. But it definitely does make orange. Alright, now we're going to take our red and we're going to extend this out. And then we're going to take our blue and we're going to extend into the red. I'm going to extend that out as well so that we can go into it with the yellow. Now we're going to add some more red. And some more blue. So as you can tell, we are getting a deep purple, which is good. It's not a light purple because I'm not using a light blue. If I was to use a lighter blue, it would be a lighter purple. Alright, and then we're going to take our yellow and we're going to go into the blue this way and create green. I know this is not a true rainbow it's not like this. See how it started red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And if I would have started with the red, that's the direction it would have gone. We're going to finish off the green and the blue. Make sure that it's blended together nicely. So yes, they do create a nice rainbow progression. So they do go yellow, orange, red, purple, blue, green, and then back to yellow. So they do give you that nice progression, which is great. Does create a rainbow. Awesome! Even if I did do it backwards, but that's okay. Now we're going to take our 3-color blend here, and we're going to actually add red to it instead of the dark pink. So we're going to start with our peach. And I'm going to put down a heavy layer, and I'm going to stop it dead. I'm not going to put a whole lot of blendable space until we blend it with the other pencil. And then we're going to take the dark pink, and I'm still going to touch the other side. I'm just not going to blend it in as much as I did up here. I'm going to do that blending with the white pencil. I'm going to use the white Prisma because it does work the best for blending and smooshing the colors together for wax-based pencils. It doesn't just have to be the Prismas. And then we're just going to touch it. We're not going to blend right into it. And there we have our 3-color blend. Now I'm going to grab my white Prisma, and we're just going to see if we can blend all of those together into one color. And we definitely were able to. Okay, so we were able to blend that into one color, whether it be the orange into the pink into the red, but there is no hard line there. It moves into each other quite easily, which is great. So blending with white does work well for these pencils. Now we're going to use the blender. So we're going to take our green, our yellow, and our blue, as well as our red, and we're going to let's start off with red. We're going to start off with red. I'm going to put down a good layer. Try to make sure that it's got enough pigment for that blender to move it. Now, if you don't have enough pigment down on the page, the blender will not work properly. So try to make sure that you have a good amount of pigment on the page for the blender to actually work. And then we've got the yellow, and we're just going to touch it in. Still making sure that we have enough color on the page to move into the next color. And then we're going to do the blue. And once again, just making sure that we touch that in. Like so. I just want to make sure that there's enough pigment. Like that. Alright, so we've got our pigment on the page. We've got our blue, we've got our yellow, we've got our red. Now we're going to take our Caran d'Ache blender here, and we are going to first of all blend this together, and then we're going to drag it into the other color, creating the green. Give it a little bit of a wipe. Make sure that we're not going to drag that blue pigment into the red. And then we're going to move our yellow into the red. Moving those together, creating that orange. So definitely works with the blender pencil as well. creating those rainbow colors of the red, orange, yellow, green, and blue. So the blender pencil does work on it as well. The only thing that you have to remember with the blender pencil is that you make sure that you have enough pigment there to blend. Now, the cost factor of these pencils. So it does cost $25.99 is the cost for the pencils. It does come with 72 pencils and a case. Now, a case for a 72 set of pencils usually runs, let's find out, 72. So a 72 slot case will run you about $10. So we'll take $10 off of that for the case. So that equals $15.99 just for the pencils. So we'll divide that by 72. So $15.99 divided by 72 equals 20 cents a pencil. Well, 22 cents a pencil. So it equals 22 cents a pencil. So that's not too bad. It's not extremely cheap. And the quality of the pencil is pretty good. The amount of pigment that's in the pencil and everything else is pretty good. So I think they are a good budget-friendly set of pencils. And like I said, they are a wax-based pencil. They are a 3mm core, and they are 7.2 millimeters thick with the wood and everything else. They are the one thing that I really, really like about them, which I have not seen with many pencils, is the fact that they have a great bold print on them. So you can easily see what color you're using. You can easily see what number it is, which I think is fantastic. All right, so let's color with these. So we're going to color this little pretty little thing here. So we're going to actually use 3 of the colors that we have out. So we're going to use the pinks and the peach color, the coral color. So we're going to start with the coral, and we're going to put down our base coat. So we're going to start from light to dark. And as you can see, it just coats so nicely. There's no scratch, there's no heavy wax feeling to them. You know, sometimes you can get a weird wax drag depending upon the paper you're using and the pencils you're using. Like if you're using a wax pencil on a very toothy, heavier paper, you may find that it drags a little bit. I'm not noticing that drag, so that's good. Now I'm going in with the flamingo. Yeah, just have to make sure. Going in with the flamingo pink into those shadow areas, into those little marks and creases here. As you can see, it's blending quite nicely together. There's no pushing of the colors out of the way. It's just changing the color slightly, which is great. That's what we want. And then I'm going to go in with the fruit punch just at the base of these and up the fold there. And then we're going to blend it all together with the peach, or coral. It's actually coral. As you can see, it just blends it all together and makes it a cohesive color. I'm going to turn the light off so you can actually see the colors. The sun came out and now it is blinding you all. So we're just going to finish up these wonderful flowers here, and then we'll do maybe a red and some yellow. And then I'll show you the picture that I actually colored with them. And if you watched the earlier video today, I showed you some dragonfly glaze, which I also used on the picture. Now, the dragonfly glaze is an acrylic-based glitter glue paint, and it dries clear. So if it moved the pigment of the colors that I had down, it would make a bit of a mess. So I did seal those colors in with the blender pencil before I used that glitter paint on it, as to not make a mess. So just for future reference, they are not water resistant. They are water soluble, so they do move with water. So make sure that you use your blender pencil to seal it in first. Now, if you are using a different blender pencil, like the Prisma wax pencil, or a white, or that sort of thing, check it on a separate piece of paper first and make sure that it is still water resistant. I just know the Caran d'Ache creates that barrier, and that's why I use it. Especially if I think I'm going to add glitter or something. If I know I'm not going to add anything water-based, I don't worry about it. Alright. They just lay down so nicely. They're so smooth. And like I said, I've had a week to play with these, and they did a fantastic job on a full page picture. And like I said, I'll show you that as soon as I'm done these flowers here, because it's quite impressive. And I have posted the picture, so most of you have already seen it. I did do the picture during time in Discord. So Discord is a sort of like Facebook, but it has the ability to have chat rooms. So we do have a live chat room in the Discord where people come and hang out and color. And it just gives you somebody to talk to while you're coloring, and it just gives you a little bit of socialization time. And that's mainly what we use it for, is to hang out with each other, like-minded people who just enjoy coloring. And sometimes we don't color, sometimes we just need a voice in the background, or sometimes we just need some socialization. And we definitely are there for that. So if you want to join us over in the Discord, you are welcome to do so. Of course, the Discord is a no filter zone. So if you have a dislike of colorful language and that sort of thing, there is actually a specific room for you to hang out with other people that have the same sort of dislikes. And that is the filters required room. Otherwise, everywhere else has no filters. So you may find that there are some people that are very, very cussy and have a mouth of a logger's daughter, which would be me. Sometimes I can be irritable. I know you don't believe that, but it's true. And I go there sometimes just to hang out and vent when I'm irritable. And that's what we're there for. You know, if you want to come hang out and vent, do so. You're welcome to. Sometimes people just need an avenue to vent. So I'm just going back and forth with the 3 colors that I've chose. You can use more than 3 colors. You can use less than 3 colors. That is up to you. It is your coloring, and there is absolutely no wrong way to color. I just like the combination. I think it's pretty. I think it's turning out pretty good. I've had a thing for the coral pink combination lately. Sometimes I get on these combination kicks, especially when I find a new one that I really, really like. I have a purpley one as well that I've been really enjoying lately too. Yeah. Of course, next month is Alcohol April, where we will be doing everything with alcohol markers. So we will be trying different mediums, we'll like different papers, different books, that sort of thing. We will be trying different brands of alcohol markers. I do not have the Copic Sketch or the Copic Chow. I do have some Copic classics that we will be trying out. And I only have the Ohuhu pastels, so we'll be trying those out as well. I have been looking at the Ohuhu 216 set. I'm just on the fence on whether or not I need another set of markers because I don't use them very often because I'm not all that great with them. So I get frustrated with them very quickly. But we are going to learn how to use them together. I have picked up a few things along the way. I do watch Emily and Belinda very closely because they are goddesses with the markers. I do watch other people too, but the things that Belinda can do with a marker, oh my goodness. But I do watch other people, like Poet Spice is also a goddess with markers. If you haven't watched Poet Spice, then you really need to. She is phenomenal with a marker. All right, so we have one flower done. And I will continue through the other flowers as well. We're going to do the bug here. We've got the red. And I did try these with other pencils, such as the Brute Funer uh, macarons, the Brute Funer pastel colors, and they work beautifully with them. So if you need lighter colors and more of a range, definitely add them to your Brute Funer macarons if you have them, or any other wax-based pencil. They do seem to combine quite nicely, including your Prismas. They combine well with the Prismas as well. All right, I'm going to grab a darker red, so I'm going to actually grab deep magenta for our dark areas. For our wonderful, wonderful ladybug. And then we're going to grab our black for her little spots, because we need the ladybug's little spots. And her feet. And her little face. So I did do an entire month of Prismacolor pencils, and I don't absolutely hate them. So there's progression for you. Just going to go back over this with the red, and once again we're using bold red. Right over top of that magenta, darkening up those areas. And there we have a red one done. Let's do a blue and yellow butterfly. I know this butterfly is usually done in yellows, reds, and oranges, but let's be different. Let's be a little different today. I'm ignoring most of the lines here. And just going right over top of them with the blue. And then we're going to add our yellow into it. And then we're going to take our blue, and we're just going to go back into that yellow a little bit more, darkening up the blue areas. Like so. And then we can take our yellow, I did not notice any scratch or anything like that, any dryness with these pencils at all. They, even the greens and the black colors did not give me any issues with scratch, which is usually the ones that do the most, is the greens and the heavier pigmented colors. So I was really impressed with that. Alright, now we're going to take our black and do his booty. Like so. Just going into that blue a little bit to have that progression. And there we have our butterfly done as well. Alright, so we've done a red bug, a blue and yellow butterfly, transitioning it to green, and a peach flower with some pinks. And now I'm going to show you the picture that I did, that I completed with these pencils. If I can find it. I put it over here. There it is. So we'll take a look at this. I'm going to switch you over to the main camera. So I did this entire picture, except for the background, of course, with these pencils. And as you can see, I was able to blend the reds into the greens, creating that almost autumny kind of feel, as well as the pinks into the darker pinks into the lighter pinks, and the peaches into the yellows and the pinks here. Down here on the Morning Glories, I was able to incorporate some blues, some purples, and some pinks and yellows into the Morning Glories, pinks and cream tones here in this one. The browns combined quite nicely to create that wood effect. And of course, on these curtain leaves, we used the pinks, purples, and reds. And then, of course, in our bubbles, we used the yellows, the blues, the pinks. Now, if you look closely at the bubbles, you can see, I might have to turn this light on. You can see the color shift paint in the bubbles, in the bathtub, as well as on the flower. And down up here on the bubbles in the sky as well. And I went a little crazy with the stuff. Every bubble has some sparkles. So I did go a little crazy with the bubbles, but it's glitter. Come on. And of course I did her wings as well. I don't know if you guys can see it. Let's see if I can get the wings to shimmer. There we go. So, and as you can see, it has dried completely clear. It's just the shimmer that you get afterwards, which is awesome. But I didn't move any of the pigment from the pencils with the paint because I did go over it with my Caran d'Ache blender first. But yes, as you can see, it does work beautifully. This is on the Nina cardstock, but it does work very, very nicely to color an entire page, and it didn't hurt my hands, and they blended together really, really, really nicely, and it even did a little rainbow gecko. All right, guys, so that is the Colorya colored pencils. I I like them. Like I said, I've colored with them for an entire week now, and I have thoroughly enjoyed coloring with them. And I will continue and finish off the swatch chart. And if I do color with anything else, if I do color with them on any other picture, I will let you know. We will probably be using these on top of some markers next month. So, well, this month because it is the first. So we will be utilizing these in some videos when we color on top of markers. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy them. I think that for the price, like I said, they are 22 cents a pencil, which is terrific. For the price, you get a 72 piece, 72 pencil case, 72 pencils, and it's supposed to come with a little booklet, but mine didn't. Maybe yours will. I don't know. I'm just checking to see if maybe I put the booklet somewhere and just ignored it because I do that sometimes, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. It did come wrapped in this sleeve, but otherwise it was open. So I probably have a set that somebody sent back for some reason. I'm not finding any reason why they were sent back, but yeah, I didn't get a little book. It's okay. unless it's a download. It may be a download. I'm not sure. I don't know. But they work lovely. They are a very, very nice pencil. And for the price, they're pretty good. All right, guys. So I will leave a link to these on the description below the video. There is also a link to the Discord below the video if you choose that you want to join us for some coloring and just hanging out and being with other colorists that enjoy coloring, or even just crafting, because we do have some that just sit there and craft. We have some that sit there and play their video games while they talk. It's just having other people around. And sometimes it helps us be a little bit less lonely. All right, guys, until next time, I hope you have enjoyed the video, found it at least a little bit educational. I will go over the results of our test again, just a quick review. Water resistant, no. Smudge resistant, no. They do both require a sealing of either the Caran d'Ache blender or another type of blender pencil that is going to coat them with a water resistant or a smudge resistant medium. They do blend in a gradient fashion together very nicely. They do rainbow blend, so they do create other colors as you blend them together. They blend well with white, and they also blend well with the blender. They are a 72 pencil set in a case for $25.99. So we did take off $10 from the $25.99 for the case, and that comes to $15.99 for the pencils, which equals 22 cents a pencil. So for that cost, I think you're getting a pretty good deal. They do have a wonderful selection of colors. Each color family has a very nice amount of colors in them. They are very, very proportionate and very even across the board. So you're not getting 2 yellows and 20 oranges, 3 pinks and a bunch of reds, or 1 red and a bunch of pinks. You're getting a very, very even keel across the board and the different color families and color um, layers, tones, whatever. You know what I'm saying. So yeah, a set that I would definitely recommend. So with that, I want to say thank you all very much for watching. I hope this has been educational, if not entertaining. And of course, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe to any YouTube artist or broadcaster that you enjoy. We definitely do appreciate it, and not only for our own self-esteem, but for the algorithm of YouTube, so that our videos can be viewed by others as well, who may not know us and who may not typically watch our videos. Always remember to be kind to one another, relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Have a fantastic day and a wonderful weekend. Of course, tomorrow we will see you for Start Over Saturday, where we will be choosing the pictures for the month. Until then, thank you all very much for watching. You have a fantastic day. Until next time, bye bye for now.